Yo, what is up guys? It is Bumfris, back with episode 107 of our Reddit series. This one's gonna be some r/stories about Kevin, and I have a feeling you're gonna love this one. This is actually an awesome subreddit, and thank you so much for the suggestions. I love each and every single one of you, and I appreciate you more than you know. Now do me a favor, don't forget to smash the like button, then sit back, relax, and enjoy some stories about Kevin. Through the help of this subreddit, I now have a better understanding of my mother. I believed that my mother might have had a severe learning disability coupled with learned helplessness, but no, she is just a Kevin. There are so many examples of her Kevinness, but here are some instances of Kevinness that come to mind. When given directions to go to the end of the block to find parking, she shot back, "How am I supposed to know what a block is? I don't remember that from school." After learning that I have a gluten intolerance, she made sure to buy me food that doesn't contain gluten. She told me she brought me gluten-free olives, gluten-free tomatoes, and gluten-free baby carrots. When I explain that gluten comes from wheat, she shoots back, "Well, I'm not wrong." Speaking of baby carrots, I love them. My mum Kevin tells me how horrible they are because they are packaged in cancer. The water inside is cancer. She yells at me anytime I eat them, unless they are the gluten-free type that she brings over. The first time that she declared bankruptcy, being the first of 3, she claimed it was the furniture store's fault. She had just purchased a new living room set. Despite having the money for it, she took the no payments for a year deal as meaning you're not allowed to pay for this for a year. By that time, the interest had made it far more expensive and the original money was already spent. The first time I brought my new boyfriend, now my husband, over, she giggled and told me that she had something to show me. She walked me to the bathroom and said, "I've never pooped so big in my life. I've saved it just to show you." It had been there for days. My husband still mentions this. I brought her a laptop, and boy, it was a mistake. I spent the next year giving her lesson after lesson. Simple things like how to make folders and organize pictures, how to use Facebook or Netflix. It was fruitless and caused a lot of fights between us. Eventually she said the computer stopped turning on and I viewed it as a blessing. After about 6 months of her complaining, I finally went to her house to see why it wouldn't turn on. Turns out it was not plugged in. Yes, it was not plugged in. I also brought her a cell phone. She can never remember how to find the pictures she's taken, how to access her email, and specifically how to connect it to Wi-Fi to save data. She told me that she had the cable guy come out 3 times to see why it wouldn't connect, but it was simply broken. I went over, looked at the password that came printed on the router, typed it into the phone, and it connected. Kevin swears that I should get into tech support. Despite being technologically inept, she sadly knows how to use Facebook. I though am not on Facebook. Daily she'd send me Facebook links to gluten-free recipes and warnings about cancer in every product I use. I would respond daily, "I am not on Facebook and I can't view this." Her solution was to screenshot the articles, take her phone to Walgreens, have the photo center people get the pictures off her phone, print them, and then she'd physically mail them to me. I have received over 100 4x6 screenshots of spam since December. Speaking of Facebook, she believes everything. It's sad and annoying, but occasionally it can be hilarious. My favorite was when she excitedly told me that this Halloween is the first in 666 years to fall on Friday the 13th. The light on my mum's bedroom fan had been broken for almost 10 years. Occasionally, I've been to her room at night and commented on the dim lighting. She always claimed that it was too expensive to fix. Just the other day, I asked her if she knew what might be wrong, and she replied, "Oh, the little chain just fell off." After coming down from shock and bewilderment of this careless statement, I offered to buy her a new one and connect it. She bought us both colanders for our kitchens. They each have little metal handles that are attached with a small bolt and nut. A while ago her handle fell off and she lost the bolt. She keeps asking me to take the nut and bolt off my colander to fix hers. I have explained to her that she can take it to the hardware store and they will find a replacement for her for pennies. But she just grows upset that I'm unwilling to help her. This is almost like the exact opposite of an entitled parent, but I can't imagine it being much worse than growing up with a parent who was like an entitled parent was, I guess. I don't know, man. Having a parent who just doesn't get life, it just puts you at such a disadvantage from the get-go. Like, the fact that this person is able to recognize just how ridiculous their mother actually is a testament to the fact that they were able to forge their own destiny, I suppose. I mean, it was either that and break away from the mold, or just follow in a mother's footsteps and have no idea how to life. Good on anyone who has a parent like this and is able to do their own thing. A little while ago, I was working at my job at Jimmy John's. It is just me and one of my co-workers, and this Kavina walks into the shop. She comes in and my co-worker starts ringing her up. She says she just wants to buy a turkey sandwich with cheese and avocado on lettuce. Those were her exact words. For those that don't know, JJ's does an avocado spread that customers can have on their sandwich, and if they ask for it, they can get it in a lettuce wrap rather than bread. Just remember, I said turkey and avocado spread by the way, as this is very important. Anyway, so my coworker rings her up and I put out the lettuce for the lettuce wrap. Kevina looks at it and says, "No, I want it on bread." Both me and my coworker swear that she said she wanted it on lettuce. So we ask her just to clarify, do you want it on lettuce wrap or on bread? The Kevina then says, "I want it on bread with the lettuce, but I don't want shredded lettuce." At this point, both my coworker and I are confused, so we ask Kevina, "So you want it on bread, but instead of shredded lettuce, you want the whole leaf of lettuce?" And Kevina says yes. Now normally, this isn't allowed. You would either get it on bread or in a lettuce wrap. But Kevina insisted that she get both because she doesn't like shredded lettuce. The thing is, the lettuce we shred and the leaf lettuce are both the same lettuce. So we tell her that and she says, "Oh, well, I don't want that type of lettuce." So I tell her that this is iceberg lettuce and it's the only type of lettuce we have. And at first, Kevina is like, "Okay, that's fine." So we start to cut the bread. I also take the time to pull the turkey, cheese, and avocado. Then I go to get the leaf of lettuce and Kevina says, "What type of lettuce is that?" When we clearly told her 10 seconds ago that it was iceberg lettuce. So I just repeat myself to her, "It's iceberg lettuce." And the Kevina then says, "Oh, I don't like iceberg lettuce." Now, 10 seconds ago, she said it was fine. So my coworker asks her, "What? Do you want romaine lettuce or something? We don't have that." Then Kevina goes on to say, "No, I want beet lettuce." We ask her to repeat what she said because neither of us had heard of beet lettuce before. She says, "I want beet lettuce on it." We get extremely confused and tell her that we don't have beet lettuce, and Kevina says, "Okay, then I just won't get lettuce." And by the way, I looked up what the heck beet lettuce is and I still don't think it's a thing. I'm probably wrong and it is actually a thing, but I've never heard of it at least. Anyway, after the whole lettuce debacle, she then looks at the turkey, cheese, and avocado. I put it on the sandwich and the moment I do, Kevina says, "I wanted tuna." Now, both me and my coworker swear that she said turkey at first. So my coworker says, "You asked for turkey. Did you want to change it to tuna?" And Kevina says, "No. I said I wanted tuna." At this point, I get annoyed, but I just comply. I take the turkey out and put a good helping of tuna on the sandwich. After that was all said and done, we give Kevina her sandwich and she leaves. 15 minutes later, Kevina drives back to the shop. She comes in angry with her sandwich that is 2/3 done. Opens up the sandwich, which clearly has a good amount of tuna in it, no lettuce because she said no lettuce, and avocado spread on the cheese, and yet she still complains, "You guys gave me no tuna, no lettuce, and moldy cheese." Bro, this is like a next level of stupid. I don't think I've ever seen this in this entire series, like well over 100 episodes in. I do not think I've come across anyone this stupid before. I mean, we've come across some dumb people when it comes to like choosing beggars and even nice guys and that kind of thing, but this lady just takes the cake. You know, it didn't quite occur to me when we started doing this episode just how stupid the people were going to be, but I guess they just keep proving me wrong. So about 15 years ago, I was going out with a real Kevin. This was before the days of social media, and many families used to put birthday announcements in the newspaper. Since I was turning 18 that year, I often used to look through these and see if any of my old school friends were in there. I was looking through them one day with Kevin looking over my shoulder and he started laughing. I asked what he was laughing at and he pointed to a photo of a toddler beaming with a crown on her head and the announcement said, "Happy 18th birthday, Kelly." I asked whether or not he knew this person and his reply was, "No, but no way is she 18. She looks about 5. It took me a while to explain to him that families often dig out old photos to embarrass their offspring on momentous birthdays. Shake my head. You know, Kevin seems like a really switched on guy. I kind of wish I knew him, to be honest with you. The worst thing about this is, there was this dude Kevin who I used to watch on YouTube all the time. I'm pretty sure his YouTube handle now is something like Call Me Kevin. But honestly, this dude was my favorite YouTuber for such a long time and he really did seem like quite a switched on person, so I hate that all these absolute idiots are associated with this dude that I absolutely love. So, Kevin has issues with birds. He is of the opinion that birds don't have legs. There was a whole flamingo fiasco, followed by an image of an eagle catching some prey. He was convinced that I photoshopped said image as his whole bird or not bird theory would fall to pieces otherwise. I told him to Google images of birds, but he is adamant that Google is trying to feed him fake news. Kevin considers himself a parkour and skating expert. He films compilations for YouTube. He once got confused while putting together one of his compilations and accidentally uploaded a video of himself masturbating to YouTube. Before it was taken down, he accidentally sent a link to almost every girl at school and emailed a link to the hot PE teacher. Kevin decided to get some spray painting work done for a parkour/skating compilation. He did it inside an abandoned garage without any ventilation. Luckily, the cops were called before Kevin could hurt himself. Kevin and Kev, which is a semi-Kevin, once decided to go to Edinburgh to go clubbing with a name Jared Fogle on his fake ID. I think he had just been arrested when Kevin got it at age 16 in 2015. They ended up going to a small pub that was pretty much empty. Kevin tried to hit on the barmaid, and the barmaid was married to the owner of the pub. The barmaid was in her late 40s and Kevin was 18. Kevin decided to pay her a tip by attempting to put it directly in her bra. Kevin almost got his ass kicked by a big burly guy with a face tattoo. Kev did get ass kicked by a big burly guy with a face tattoo after Kevin blamed it on Kev. They later found a club and couldn't get in because Kev had a black eye and Kevin used the name Jared Fogle. Kevin once tried to backflip over a lake of fire. He poured gasoline into a field and lit it on fire. He then ran like shit from the farmer. Kevin then included this footage in his parkour compilation. The footage was used as evidence in court and he got 150 hours of community service. Kevin decided that a friend of ours, let's call him Gareth, crossed the line by dating Kevin's older sister. He decided to get revenge and aggressively hit on Gareth's sister and pestered her to send nudes. Now Gareth's sister was 13. Kevin was a month away from 16 and got his ass beat by Gareth. Gareth and Kevin can no longer be in the same room together anymore. Kev once told Kevin that girls didn't like pubic hair and that Kevin should shave it off. Kev told Kevin that using a razor or electric shaver wouldn't get him clean enough. So what did Kevin do? He used the scissors as if he was using a straight razor. Kevin ended up cutting his own penis. He then had to go to hospital. Kev then told Kevin that cutting your own dick was a natural thing when removing pubic hair. Kevin was later rehospitalized. Well, I thought that Kevin from a couple of stories ago really took the cake, but turns out that this dude is so much worse. I didn't realize what we were missing out on with this entire subreddit. Like, there is only 118,000 people that follow this, but honestly, it's an absolute goldmine for just genuine idiots. You know, in the interest of trying to keep things fresh and mixing up subreddits, I'm really glad that we came across this one, and thank you all for the suggestions. This is the same Kevina that faked cancer for attention. I worked with this woman for about a year, and one incident that sticks out is the ordeal with her stitches. A co-worker was telling us a casual story about her dealings with appendicitis. Kevina, who's bursting at the seam to shift the attention to herself, revealed to us that just a few days ago she had the operation. Not thinking much of it, we went on with our shift. Afterwards, we find out that outside the restaurant, the stray cat that we've lovingly called Fat Ass birthed her kittens. We collectively decided to try and get these kittens and put them up for adoption. Kevina, wanting to be the savior of the story, elegantly dolphin dived under the storage container after these kittens. She conveniently forgot that just day-old stitches on her abdomen probably can't handle that kind of activity. After voicing concerns about her stitches and successfully wrangling 2/3 of the kittens, she said that it's fine because after her procedure she had a shower and they have dissolved. The medical marvel strikes again. Oh boy, the typical attention-seeking Kevin. Nothing gets better than somebody who is a genuine idiot and still goes out of their way to try and divert all the attention towards themselves. Every single person that we've read a story about today sounds like an absolutely delightful person, and honestly, I couldn't think of a better person or a better group of people to spend your Saturday night with. Alright everyone, that is that for today's episode of r/Stories About Kevin. I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. Again, I've said this a couple of times now, but thank you for all the suggestions. It really does mean a lot. I've been looking at so many different subreddits lately, and I love doing these new ones because it's an experience for me just as much as it is for you. A lot of these subreddits I haven't seen before, and it's really good experiencing them for the first time, especially something like this that is actually really funny. I've come across some people in this episode that I didn't realize you could get that stupid, and honestly, it really does make for some pretty entertaining content. So make sure to let me know what you guys think. If you did enjoy this subreddit, don't forget to let me know in the comments. Don't forget to smash the like button. And if you are new around here, don't forget to smash the subscribe button as well. But otherwise guys, I am going to wrap things up for today's video. I just want to say again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I will definitely see you tomorrow for another video. The subreddit will be determined by what I see in the comments below. So again, don't forget to leave some suggestions, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.